Again, just kind of the same deal. We just got to grow up as a baseball team. We made too many mistakes and didn't take advantage of opportunities that were there in front of us, and we just got to keep educating our guys on how to play the game. And that, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, they beat us by one run because they did the little things and we didn't.
Questions?
There's kind of, the saying, lose big, lose close, win close, win big. And it's something that just kind of seems to naturally happen when teams are young and inexperienced, something that happens through learning. But how do you as a coach kind of help aid that transition and kind of try to speed it?
Just keep talking to them about the things that didn't go well, and more importantly, I'm talking to them about those things that don't go well at the time, right? Like after the game, they're listening, but they're not listening. But in the moment, yes, they don't have success, but I can grab you right now and, hey, you should have done this. This is what you should have been looking for. Here's a situation that should have happened, or here's where our mindset has to be in those situations. And so you just grab them there. Obviously, we have the luxury of video, so we can go back and watch some things. We'll go back and watch some swings and see how big they were at times when they didn't need to be. And you got runners at third base with less than 2 outs, and the infield's back, man. Hey, take it. Just shorten up, put the ball in play, take the run. And so just little things like that. Like I said, that as a baseball club, we just have to mature with. And when you have some guys that just don't have experience, sometimes that's what you get.
Tony Dubek had 3 walks that loaded the bases in the 8th. You went out there and talked to him, and he stayed in the mound. What was the talk with him out there on the mound like, and then what was the decision to keep him again?
So just basically getting him to calm down in that situation. Again, as we talked about, Tony's kind of coming back off rehab, and I think he was pressing a little bit hard there. He executes and makes a good pitch, and the guy gets on top of it and ends up hitting a sac fly. In that situation, we get a ground ball where the next pitch we get out of that, Keegan dives for the ball, assumes that the runner's not going to advance, and he does. And so again, that's a mistake on our part of, hey, we always talk about next play. You may make a diving play, you may make a bang bang play at a base, but if there's runners on, go right to the next play, because that probably that lead guy is going to try and score. He's going to try and advance a base. And so ultimately that's what happened in that situation. That's again the difference.
Was going out there to kind of get Tony to calm down, was that kind of a similar reasoning as to why you went out for Josh in the first inning after the home run kind of was hit?
Yes, with Josh, it's a little bit different. So we give guys freedom to shake and throw pitches that they feel confident in throwing. And he shook a couple times, and so I had to go out and, hey, like we don't have the breaking ball right now, and we're showing them that we don't have the breaking ball. So they're now able to sit on the fastball. Let's settle back in and attack the zone and see if we can find that when we're ahead in the count, to give them something else to keep them off the fastball. And so again, just a moment of education for him with regards to, I know you want to do this here, but you throw the first pitch, you jam the guy, and a bloop single that he ends up getting, let's keep going at it. And when you take the top of the order and you show them what you can't do, then you kind of make yourself a little bit vulnerable in that situation.
Tyler, go ahead.
So over these past few weeks, we seem to be seeing a lot more and more Tyler Macon, and he had that triple today where he just flew around the bases, leading to the team's first run. So, as just a redshirt freshman, what have you liked out of him? What have you seen out of him, and where do you see him fitting in the future of this program?
Yeah, I mean, he is. What we talk about with Tyler is Tyler's also a high school football player and was a really, really good high school football player and had an opportunity to play some Division I football. He plays baseball like football, and so it's the gift and the curse, right? The gift is him scoring on the run on the wild pitch that got away from the catcher there and didn't get that far away, but he was on it. The curse is this weekend we get a leadoff single and we immediately go to steal the base without even knowing what the guy's move is. So it's trying to get him to understand, I love the mentality, I love the aggressiveness, I love the competitive aspect of the football mentality, but now you have to play at the baseball pace. And so that's something that he is learning to do. And as he learns to do that, again, he's a guy that fits in. When you guys have watched teams come in and out of here, he is that combination of athleticism, speed, power, arm strength. Like, he's got all the tools necessary to be a quality player in this league. And now we just have to get him to, again, understand, let's have the mindset of aggressive, competitive, but let's play the game with the baseball mind of there's a rhythm to it, there's a pace to it. It's a big chess match instead of the aggression of playing the game so aggressively at times.
How did, Macon's speed, kind of that burst of energy, getting that first run across, kind of lead into those next 2 weeks?
Oh, definitely. I think it helped. It was a situation where we were kind of in a lull there a little bit, and so when you get a play like that, specifically with who we are looking to be from an offensive standpoint, that's how we have to play, right? Like, we talk to our guys about the idea of hunting the next 90 feet on the bases. Most everybody out there has a green light where I want them to run. I want them to get after it. I want them to put pressure on the defense to make plays. We want to bunt for hits. We want to move the ball. We want guys moving up on ball and dirt. And so you've seen some of that early in the season, and then as we started to not have as much success, then guys kind of got a little bit hesitant. And so we're trying to get them, hey, this is how we have to play. And make sure we have all the information to run and do those types of things and understand where we're on the game, but we have to play with that aggressiveness. So what he did is who we need to be and how we have to go about it, both on offense and defense.
Victor Crystal, not only have we seen a ton this year as a true freshman, but easily his best outing of the season. Your thoughts on his performance tonight, and was that a situation where you're just kind of giving him a shot, seeing what he has, or was there something that you kind of saw in practice the last few weeks that led to you giving him that opportunity?
So we've been working with him on changing his arm slot and making some other mechanical adjustments. He was really high elevated with it, so when you saw some of his early outings in the year, we weren't throwing a lot of strikes. We were spraying, there was a lot of effort with the front side, the fastball's being sprayed all over the place, the breaking ball, the slider is plus. He spins that anywhere from 29 to 3,100. So that is a big league pitch, right? But we had to get him to a point where, hey, the fastball is also 93 to 95 miles an hour, but if we can't throw it for a strike, we better be able to throw the slider for a strike, and so we're struggling with that. And so we've been doing some work with him on the side to get him in a better position, get this arm slot where he can repeat a little bit, take some of the effort out, still get the same stuff, but be a little bit more repeatable. And so these last few weeks he's been doing that, and so this was the opportunity to be able to put him in. Before the game today, we're in BP, he's over there shagging. I said, hey man, things are looking good, be ready because your number's going to get called at some point today.
When you're adjusting a guy's arm slot like that, what's the process like to make sure he's, not losing that plus slider like you're talking about? Is there worry as you change or as you make a change like an arm slot move that, that pitch is going to go through a little regression?
For him, no, because he actually dropped to that slot to throw the slider. And he would climb for the fastball. So, but when we're making adjustments like that with, either Edgertronic cameras or TrackMan data, we're looking at that always to figure out if we do this, what is going to be the result of that. And maybe we need to change how he's holding the ball, whatever the case may be, and then we make those adjustments by small increments, seeing that to make sure we don't fall into that situation where we change something and then now the whole profile of the guy changes, specifically if he has something that's plus.
Great bounce back outing for Caden Jacoby out the bullpen. Got a strikeout, gave up a single, but instantly got that kind of wacky double play. What kind of led to his success, and what can be done to keep that going forward?
Him being aggressive and throwing strikes, and then you also had an umpire that was calling balls probably at the bottom of the zone consistently, and so when you got a sinker guy in there and you can throw pitches down there, guys can't hit those pitches. So if you're getting those calls, somebody like Caden with his sinker, man, come in there and the umpire's calling there, feed it. Just keep throwing it over and over and over again, and you'll get yourself in a situation where you get out of it. So it was good to see him come in and just be aggressive and attack and have a quality outing for us.
For McDevitt, obviously didn't really have the control in the first inning, gives up the 3-run homer, but comes back in the second, looks improved, looks like he has more command. What did you see from him today, and was there kind of any adjustment made in between to that led to that improved result?
So we just talked about what we talked about in the, what I talked to him about after the first inning, basically when I went out there. I was like, hey, I get it, but the fastball's good enough. Let's, again, put ourselves in a position where we're establishing throwing strikes, and then once you're throwing strikes, you open up the possibility for everything to look attractive to hitters. When we show them what we can't do and they can eliminate pitches, it becomes easy. So I think he just kind of reset his mind, went back out there and got after it. I mean, again, that you're talking about, unfortunately for us, you're talking about another guy that's kind of working his way back, and unfortunately he's had to do it in the course of games. Didn't have early spring because he couldn't throw this fall. He didn't throw this fall. So he's kind of getting his feel back on the mound in actual game situations. And then you take the magnitude of this game and what it means, and you want to do well, and you may put a little bit of extra pressure on yourself to go out and get that job done. So again, like you said, gives up the 3 spot. Sucks that he gave up 3 spot, but comes back out in the second and then is effective in the second inning. So again, just a learning opportunity for him and an opportunity for growth.
As you're going through a stretch like you guys have been these past few weeks, a season like you have been this year, how do you keep the environment in the clubhouse from spiraling a bit down these last couple of weeks?
So I think obviously you guys have been watching, and I think what we can say over the last from Florida on, right? Like, we've played better. We've been closer in games. Like, we're right there. We're getting better pitching performances. And so that's kind of the thing. It's like, hey, fellas, we're taking strides. Now let's stop doing dumb shit, right? Like, we're starting to get ourselves in a position where it's not that the pitching isn't holding us in check. It's now that we're doing things to beat ourselves. And so being able to point that out to them and really emphasize when you're beating yourselves, that means you're in control. So that means you need to make the adjustment. And so getting them in that mindset of, hey, look at what you did in this at bat. Look at the pitches that we swung at. Hey, look at this situation. We practiced 1,000 times. 1 out. You're supposed to be off the base as far as you can get. And then if he catches it, you go. Like, just little things like that we're just talking to them about. Like, hey, now you definitely can't have the poor me's now because you were accountable for the things that are going on. So we just got to get back in practice and just keep repping it, and keep their minds in the right place, that when it comes to the game, we're reminding them of, hey, this is the situation that we practice this all the time. You know what you're supposed to do.
And is there any issue with mentality when you're, in today's game, you're ahead late, you fall behind that last inning and a half? Is there any type of mentality issue, or is it keeping the energy?
Obviously, the human element of it is, oh shit, here we go again, right? Like, that potentially is going to happen, but we just got to keep working with them, and again, let's control what we can control.
So, just wondering, in terms of late game strategy, sometimes you had guys come up and you had them show bunt. Sometimes you had them swing away. What's kind of your strategy when it comes to whether having a guy bunt or swing away?
Depends on who's at the plate. So I'm assuming maybe you're talking about like Mateo there late.
Yeah.
Right? Mateo is a guy that the game is over with 1 swing of the at-bat. Right? Like, 1 swing of the bat, that dude ends the game. And then when you look what's there, obviously it's close or whatever, but you're going to take your chances potentially with a guy that can end the game there, knowing that you got Tyler behind him, that, he can put the ball in play, he can run, so we still have some opportunities there. But do you want to give up an out with a guy that can leave the yard and win the game in the situation? And obviously, that last at-bat for him was a tough one, but Mateo's also, here these last 3 or 4 games, Mateo's started to swing the bat better, and kind of getting back to himself a little bit. So that was just a decision. That's why we met right there and, asked Coach LeBlanc, hey, we don't bunt here, do we? Because I was thinking about it, and we both came to the sense of, no, this guy can end it right here. With a guy that's throwing fastballs, and this guy's a fastball hitter, the problem was the moment got too big for Mateo and he just chased. And so again, you got a young guy that You know, as a mature player, he understands you have a pitch that I hit well, I'm looking at my spot, and if you don't give it to me in my spot, I'll take it. But that comes with experience.
How does that mentality change with an umpire like tonight where you said that zone kind of expands a bit low in a way? How does that mentality of, you know, if it's not my pitch, how do I lay off? How does that mentality change?
It doesn't, right? Because the only time that it changes is with 2 strikes. The at bat belongs to the hitter with less than 2 strikes. 0-1, I'm still in advantage count. And the reason why I'm still in advantage count, because if I don't do anything and just stand there, you have to throw 2 pitches in the zone before I get out. Now, when I get to 2 strikes, it becomes a little bit different in that situation. But with less than 2 strikes, it's still your at bat. And in that situation, what we talk to our guys about all the time, you got a runner at first base with nobody out, with 2 strikes and a guy like him, we're still going to look to be aggressive, but we just have to be disciplined in getting our pitch. I'll give you the 50-50 pitch in. If he throws you a fastball, you're not going to hit it anyway. So we might as well take it. If we're looking out over the plate, let's look out over the plate. If he throws you something down, well, we shouldn't chase because we're looking for something elevated. So if he throws a low strike that he calls down there at the bottom, what are you going to do with that pitch? Right? Like, we don't want to swing at balls that aren't in the zone specific in that situation, because now if we go for a 50-50 pitch with 1 out, specifically the go-ahead run at first base, and we swing at a 50-50 pitch with 2 strikes, what is the chances that a ground ball double play is going to happen because we're swinging at a pitch that's in the 50-50 zone that I can't drive? So, yeah, it doesn't change in that situation. Now, runner at third base with less than 2 outs, now it changes. Now I'm going to expand a little bit, because now all I have to do is be able to put the ball in play there, as opposed to with a runner at first base and less than 2 outs.
All right, thank you all.
Appreciate y'all.